Good evening. Welcome to the Connersville Parks Board meeting, October 27th, 2025. If you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Rob Ball.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If everyone will please turn your cell phone ringers off. Angie, if you would please do roll call.
Yes. Amy Hammonds,
Here.
Angie McMullen, Ann Kirshner, Dane Lashua,
here.
Julie Fisher,
Here.
Rob Ball.
Here.
Thank you. Did everyone get a chance to go over their minutes from the September 24th, 2025 meeting? Okay. Any additions or corrections? Okay. If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Move we approve.
Thank you, Ben. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay. Motion carried. Marla, Superintendent's report.
So last month, we had our Offutt's Park, Fitness Park grand opening on October 2nd. And we had a great turnout. We've been working with the Okra grant that we received in 2022. And through the last couple years, we have been designing that park and putting everything together that we needed to put together for it to cover the recommendations that Okra had put on the grant. So we were able to add the fitness trail, 8 fitness stations, a new shelter picnic area, drinking stations, hand washing station, and a pickleball court, and we refinished the basketball court. And it is a legal half-court size basketball court. We also, with our team, we painted the caterpillar in the swing set to just add to the newness of the park. And we paved the existing driveway and added parking spaces there. So at the grand opening, a lot of people showed up from the neighborhood and they expressed how excited they were to have this new park in their neighborhood, that they have been enjoying walking the trails in the neighborhood. And some of the quotes that were given to us was, "Nice job, I think it looks great and will be wonderful for our neighborhood. Make Connersville great again. Absolutely looks great, hope it stays nice and is enjoyed. Looks great, it's nice to see the space being put to good use. And I use this walking trail every day. I started at 2,000 steps when I began, and now I'm up to 7,000 steps. I have used the fitness equipment as well." So it just goes to show that, you know, everyone in the community, in that neighborhood especially, is really enjoying the park. I drive by there very often, and there's always people there walking it. I just want to give a quick update about the Lilly grant. That was the grant that we received to do the added fitness trails on the north side of town, as well as the new playground equipment at Roberts Park. And we are in the design phase. We did meet a couple weeks ago with the playground companies to see their options for playground equipment, and then we will be making the decision on what company that we would like to go with for the playground equipment. We are also in the process of the fitness trails and the layouts of those. We do have to get some easements for those, but the portion that we're currently working on is the playground equipment. The foundation director and I went and visited many parks in Indianapolis and also in Greensburg to look at the companies that we are anticipating going with, because we wanted to look at their equipment that they have put in. So the process for this is underway, and we are making great progress as we work towards hopefully groundbreaking for the playground equipment and also the skate park in the spring. I went to, Whitewater Career Center is, we've partnered with them with the exercise science class, and she is sending students over to Job Shadow, and they are really enjoying it. They'll be here till December. They are shadowing Kelly and Logan, the sports program, and then also Living Well, Aging Well program. Kelly is also working with them and has challenged them to create an activity for the Living Well, Aging Well group, and they will be doing their activity with that group in November. So that's going really well. I did attend the Blue Zones meeting on October 9th, and it was valuable information that was shared with the community as far as what Blue Zones could come in and provide for our community. I did leave that meeting very encouraged because of the progress that our community has already been made. Such efforts that have been made is revitalizing downtown with the flowers and the safe sidewalks, the concrete stage and seating area with restrooms for summer concerts. Also the expanded walking paths that we've put at Office Park, the new playgrounds that we've put in at Second Street Park, and all the different improvements that we've been making here in our community. So it was great to know that we've already made some progress on the recommendations that she made at that meeting. I will be attending the Indiana Parks and Recreation State Convention the week of November 10th. I am on the planning committee, so I will be there all week with setup and tear down. And we've been, the committee is responsible for securing all of the education session speakers and the keynote speaker. Also planning all of the social events and activities that we do throughout the week for all of the members that attend the conference. So I will be there that week. And then upcoming events, we do, just a reminder, have our This Week at the Park weekly video on Facebook. October Living Well, Aging Well calendar is out. We also have November's calendar as well. So anybody that's interested can stop in and pick that up in the office. October 28th is our first responder. So tomorrow night, first responders trunk or treat from 5 to 7 at Roberts Park. And then boys basketball registrations are open and still going on till November 7th. Registrations for Christmas lights in the park is still open. You can sign up today to put a light display in the park. And then our Christmas party in the park that's open to the public is December 11th from 5 to 7. That is all of my report. I will share that when Logan and Kelly give their report, they're also going to be talking about their job duties that they have.
Thanks, Marla. I did want to mention, as it's just a refresher to everyone here, that the specifics on the grants that we have are very item specific, that we have to follow those, so it's not just free money for us to do with what we want. With the Ochre grant and the Lilly grant, those are specific ones that we are outlined by them, and we have to follow those, or we do not, are not for any others. So I just wanted to, didn't know if Marla wanted to reiterate
Yes.
that this evening.
Correct.
Okay. All right. We'll go next will be the Assistant Superintendent report. Kelly.
So I've been working a lot with Trunk or Treat lately, gearing up for the Christmas season. A few days ago, I joined a Zoom class called Alternative Funding Strategies for Sustainable Community Impact. I learned some creative ideas that other park departments use to fund projects for the park outside of government support. So I'll be investigating some of those ideas further. The Living Well Aging program has been in full swing for the last couple months. October's been really busy. So far, we've had 2 months worth of painting classes with Crystal from Heritage House. Everyone seems to love this new activity that we added. We also added origami to our October schedule, and it was well received. November, we're adding Tai Chi class every Wednesday morning from 10:30 to 11:30. This class will be taught by Albert Sturwerf, who has been certified in various forms of Tai Chi since 2016. So we hope we have a great attendance for that. The Whitewater Career Center, like Marlo said, has added a new job shadowing program. So we currently have the 2 students every Tuesday and Thursday. They've been learning about everything that goes on at the park and have been really interested in the Living Well, Aging Well program. They are planning an activity for November 18th that will be ran by them. The theme of the event is Ice Cream Social. They are planning some carnival type games, ice cream sundaes, music, and we hope to have a great attendance for that. Some upcoming projects and goals. We are having an indoor garage sale. This will be our 4th one that we've had at the park. It's planned for Saturday, November 15th from 8 to 2. So we hope we have more people sign up for a booth space. If you'd like to do that, you can call the park office. We will be hosting our Christmas party in the park Thursday night, December 11th from 5 to 7. We're going to transform the gym into a Christmas village. I reached out to Gilman's to request a donation for the wood that we'll need to make the village, and they graciously donated all 20 sheets of board that we'll need for that, so we really appreciate that. We have several other things planned for that evening as well. So just my upcoming goals for the near future are planning out the 2026 pool season and continuing to work on developing new ideas for the Living Well, Aging Well program. So just an outline of the job duties: organizing the Living Well, Aging Well program, scheduling the events, looking for new events, contacting people to see if they would be interested in teaching or help with new activities, making a monthly calendar for our events, having all the supplies ready for the specific day's activity. Assisting the superintendent with anything needed. This can look different every day depending on what may be going on at the moment. When the superintendent is out of the office, helping with payroll or anything else that may be needed. Continually looking for new ideas to utilize the park and provide new activities and events for the community. Writing the material and recording for our new weekly segment this week at the park. Making flyers for all of our upcoming events and keeping up with posting our events on social media. Helping in the office, covering the secretary's desk on a regular basis when she goes to lunch, answering phones, booking rentals, helping people register for sports, helping plan events, posting events on social media, contacting sponsors to see if they would be willing to partner with the park, looking for grants and funding to partner with the park, taking any helpful training courses throughout the year, attending all events that we host and helping run them, managing the pool. Starting in late winter, early spring, gearing up for the pool season, start advertising and interviewing for pool staff. All lifeguards must be Red Cross certified, so organizing each lifeguard with their Red Cross certification. 2025 pool season, we had 19 lifeguards, so keeping track and making sure everyone's certifications were up to date or that they were currently in classes. In May, start getting the pool ready for opening, start with staff training. Once the pool is open, making everyone's schedule, doing the payroll for all pool employees. Last summer, we had roughly 35 employees. Submitting a daily report to City Hall of any money brought in from the pool the previous day. Working alongside the pool managers to handle any situations that may occur at the pool. It's open 7 days a week, depending on the day. That can mean starting at 8 a.m. until 11 p.m. So phone calls or texts happen all day. And ordering all the food and beverages for the pool and keeping track of inventory. Thank you, Kelly. Yeah. All right, Logan.
Thank you. So fall soccer just ended this past week. Really good season. Had some really good refs and stuff that helped throughout the whole process, so that's always nice. For our 7 and 8 year old division, we had Cindy Burnsot State Farm team as the winners. For our 9 and 10 year old league, we had Twin Bridges Realty team as the winners, and for our 11 to 14 year olds, we had Roots Blowers as the winners. So good job to all them throughout the season. Was able to see a lot of improvements, and also had some new coaches and some really good coaches at that, so I really appreciated that. Girls basketball, everybody's on a team now. We had the drafts, and most of them have started practices. So if you haven't heard from a coach or anything, please let somebody know. I know a lot of phone numbers can get mixed up during that whole process. So we have 15 total teams with 127 total players, and those games start November 8th at the CHS Old Gym by the tennis courts. Boys basketball registrations are still going now until November 7th. As soon as that deadline is hit, I'll make sure I have all my coaches, try to find any if I need any, and then we'll have those drafts. Those games start after Christmas break. And then the men's and church league basketball registrations will be opening up soon as well.
And just remind the public that the ways that they can register are in person.
You can come in person at the Miller Building. You can do it online. If you're really in a pinch, you could even just give us a call, and we could probably do it over the phone if you need to. So a lot of different ways to do it now. I know some people say they have trouble with the app, so I always recommend just giving us a phone call. All of our numbers are on there, so we'd be more than happy to help get everybody signed up if they need to. The more the merrier. So, and then some of my job responsibilities. A lot of these are repetitive. I do it every season for every sport. Time consuming nonetheless. But so spring soccer, we start. The season goes from early April to mid-May. I try to find those coaches starting at the end of February. Scheduling games, practice times, trying to figure out the layout of the fields to prevent wear and tear on those. And then we have games every Saturday from 9 a.m. till about 2 p.m. So summer is what's really hectic for me. Baseball, t-ball, softball is a lot of time spent into that. I forget exactly what our numbers were there, but finding a lot more coaches than I have to for most other sports. So it's really a long process. I pretty much have to go down the registrations and give parents calls and see if they want to coach their kids. Scheduling games, practice times, ordering all the materials for the season. For baseball, t-ball, and softball, we have games on Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So a lot going on there. Adult softball, we have co-ed adult softball games that also run throughout the summer from late July to early October, so kind of summer, late summer. And then we have a Brazilian United Soccer Camp that comes every year. They, or not every year, I should say, but I've done it the last couple of years. They were here when I was a kid, and I really enjoyed it. So haven't had a great number of kids sign up, but all the kids that did sign up seem to really enjoy it. So we'll probably keep doing that before every fall season, just like we've been doing. Along with the sports side, I also am over top of the summer discovery program at the park, which is probably 40 plus kids a day on average. So for them, I'm doing all the interviewing of the managers and employees and hiring. I do all the payroll for them, and we budget for them. So summer is definitely my busy season, which is why I had an assistant this summer, Brad Graham. He gets paid $10.30 an hour to pretty much his job responsibilities are to just be the person at the game, just in case anything was to arise while they're down there. So having him this summer is a huge help for me. With Summer Discovery, I would be in the office 8 hours a day, 7 hours a day, and then 5 hours of baseball games at least 3 times a week. So I just wouldn't be able to get everything done that I need to, or I'd be over my hours. So in the fall, we have soccer again, pretty much the same process. At the end of the fall soccer season, I'm getting ready for basketball season, so girls basketball is overlapping. I think there's 2 or 3 weeks out of the year I think I don't have anything on the weekend ever. So just had one last weekend, so that was great. In the fall, we usually have the Renaissance Fair as well. We usually have a strongman competition, so I'm usually in charge of doing all that. Setting up, we're picking what kind of activities we'll do, setting up the courses, judging, and scoring all the points and everything. Winter, we have all the basketball. We have girls basketball about to start now. Come the beginning of the year, I have boys basketball all day Saturdays, pretty much 12-hour Saturdays. Sunday I have church league basketball, or Sunday I have men's league basketball for about 8 hours. Then Monday I have church league basketball for about 3 hours. All throughout most of these sports, besides basketball, we do have concessions going. So I'm always trying to find concession workers, stocking concession stands, doing the money reports after every game. Take them to the bank. Yeah, so just a brief overview of all the sports really is just trying to find coaches, officials, scheduling games, practices, hosting drafts. Whenever we're outside, weather is always tough here in Indiana, so a lot of rescheduling, a lot of phone calls, a lot of communicating with all of my coaches and everything, ordering equipment, scheduling pictures, doing all the payroll, constant phone calls, mostly on the evenings and weekends because all my coaches have jobs as well, so they're usually calling me after they get done working. So a lot of late night phone calls and weekend phone calls. So overall, being a sports director, it entails overseeing the whole program from organizing schedules and coordinating teams, managing budgets and facilities. It involves hiring and supporting coaches, ensuring compliance with all the rules and regulations, and trying to promote a positive experience for everyone involved. That's the main goal for me, is just trying to make sure everybody's having fun out there. It is a thankless job for the most part, and that is okay by me. Just being able to see the kids out there just have fun and do what they love is what keeps me going. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, any questions from the board? Okay. All right, we're gonna go on to old business. And on old business is the 2026 budget update.
Yeah, so I have been kind of giving you an update each month of where we've been in the process of our 26 budget. And at the October 20th meeting, the city council did approve the 2026 budget. So I just wanted to give everyone an update on where we stand with that. In the past, the mayor's been very kind to make sure that staff have been given a 3% raise each year to get close to meeting other communities and where their pay is at, because we are on the lower end of our salaries. That is not included in next year's budget and probably will not be for the next 4 years at least. We will be losing $48,980 from our budget from this year to next year. Large majority of that is our renovation cost to repair things in the park. So when things are vandalized, it leaves us with less than $1,000 or $2,000 to make those repairs. So we have to get very strategic about our budget on our end at the Parks Department in figuring out how we will be bringing in more revenue for us. With the new Senate Bill 1 that was passed, that is why the city is having to make changes with everybody's budget. So that results in us finding our own revenue for areas that we need to increase, such as vandalism. When things get broken, we will have to figure out how to fix it, or it just will remain closed, like a restroom or something like that, if we cannot get it fixed. We do have some ideas of some fundraisers, tournaments that we want to do. We are a small team, so that takes a lot of effort when we're there 5 days a week, and then we have to work, in the evenings as well. So we're going to be brainstorming that in the next couple months, trying to figure out what we can do to help our budget with our revenue that's coming in. So I did not have anything to present to you in person, but once I get that, I will give you the actual budget, so you can review that. But there are quite a few line items that have been reduced due to that Senate Bill 1 Act that was placed.
And I'll just remind everyone from our conversation, I believe it took place last month, that when we have the vandalization happen at the park, it is not covered by insurance, so it does come out of our budget because we have a high deductible. So the money that costs to repair the restrooms that were destroyed, just the things that happened to the bridge, things overall that happened, the trail, all of those things continue to happen, unfortunately, and those do come out of our budget. And one of the things that happened just in the recent couple of weeks is our new 2nd Street Park was vandalized, and the little library was torn up. So unfortunately, we aren't going to be able to stop this because it continues to happen. So these are all things that come out of these budgets that we are skimming now. And so if you see something like that happening, don't just report it, please, so that we can stop this from happening in our community. So, but anyway, thanks Marla for informing us on that. And next on our old business, if anybody have any discussion on the budget, we'll see that at our next meeting as far as, the line items. Okay. All right. Next old business is the Fair Board contract.
Yes, so just a couple things as we lead into discussion. The way this is going to go is that I will talk first. I will give information based on facts and details that we have. I will then allow the board to have any discussion that you may need to have at that time. And then we will open it up to a public forum. You have 5 minutes. There will be a timer set. Angie will have a timer. She will not interrupt. She will just say, you have 1 minute left, and then the timer will go off at 5 minutes and you will be done. When you come up to speak, you must state your name and address clearly, and you have to approach the podium here. We have asked Rosemary, our city treasurer, to be present in case there is any questions or needs of explanation on our budget or cost of any kind that we may have occurred through the years. She has all data leading back to 2004.
Thank you.
Okay. I would like to express my disappointment in how this situation has been handled, as it is both unprofessional and disheartening. Our team took all the appropriate steps by submitting the contract to the Fair Board via email in a professional and respectful manner, allowing them time to review it with their board and return it to us following their meeting and bring it back to us with any concerns or questions. Additionally, they were always welcome to attend any of our public board meetings to ask any questions or concerns directly. Upon reviewing our previous meeting minutes, we referred back to the April 2023 board meeting where we discussed the increase in costs and electric bills moving forward and said we will continue to evaluate the numbers on our electric bills and could possibly increase some of the revenue for the park board. That meeting is on standby. If we do need to refer back to that, Justin has it ready to pull up. I am deeply disappointed that my park team has been portrayed negatively on social media, inviting criticism from members of our community. Over the past 3 years, we have worked tirelessly to create a calm and welcoming environment for the people of Connersville. Publicly misrepresenting our efforts online is unprofessional and counterproductive. We have never will discuss any park business related matters on social media platforms. We will handle that in person in our meetings. Since we are transparent and all of our finances are open to public, I'm going to address some questions that were brought publicly on Facebook. First off, all of the parks. We have been questioned multiple times about how many parks that we oversee. Many people think that we only oversee Roberts Park. All of our park properties are as followed: Roberts Park, Offutt's Park, John Connor Nature Preserve, J. Long Memorial Park, the baseball complex, the soccer complex, Roberts Park Family Aquatic Center, Cleo Fountain, Industrial Park, Frazee Park, Nickel Plate Trail, River's Edge and Canoe Launch, Roberts Park Bark Park, Roberts Park Horse Barns, and all of Roberts Park's facilities and all of the other shelters at other locations. This includes all of our maintenance crew who manages all of these parks and takes care of them on a weekly basis. The salaries was another thing that was brought up. Salaries are public knowledge, so I have the ability to share what everyone makes. I know that that has been expressed on Facebook as to what we make, and so I will read them. The park superintendent is $54,000. The assistant superintendent is $50,000. The secretary is $39,000. The park sports director is $43,000. Our part-time clerks are $10.30 at 30 hours a week. Our part-time custodian is $14,000. Our pool and cashiers and lifeguards, I'm not going to mention them, but they are all available if you'd like to know them. And then our park sports assistant was a summer staff member who can only work so many months a year, and his hourly pay was $10.30 an hour for 30 weeks. I'm sorry, for 30 hours. To address some of the other issues that were brought to concern during this time on Facebook, our baseball fields. We had a very large flood in April that took many weeks to recover from. We had to have the fire department help us due to the extensive amount of damage. River's Edge. We are currently in the process of designing the complex at River's Edge, and we will be breaking ground hopefully next year to build our new ballparks. We have all of the money in our account to fund that. Picnic tables and the picnic tables for the fair and the campsites. We, in our contract, have that we will provide 60 picnic tables to the pavilion. We also will provide picnic tables to the Liberty Building and anywhere around the fairground area inside Roberts Park that is requested. We also request that we have at least 4 picnic tables at every shelter in Roberts Park because we do continue to rent those out as people want them throughout the weeks. Any picnic tables that are taken over to the fairgrounds is not on park property. And that takes time from my staff to deliver those picnic tables. And then during the fair and even weeks before, we also take many phone calls that pertain to the fair. We make sure that we are informative to the people. If we have any information, we share it with them. If we have the packet that tells what all of the events are going on, we don't just say, just call the fair board. We give them that information if we have it available. We do hand out their phone number during the week, but we do take a lot of phone calls that are in regards to the fair. I do want to also share that a lot of people think that we are part of the fair. We are not. We only rent the Roberts Park to the fair board. We do not manage any part of the fair whatsoever. I just want to make that clear because that has been a constant conversation, a constant question that has been asked. They think that we have some part of it. We do not receive proceeds from any of the events going on or any of the the booths that are rented out during the fair, the food vendors, none of that. It is strictly, we hand over the park to the fair board. I know that there's been questions about the city deed and James Roberts handing over the city, the Roberts Park to the city. It is nowhere in our deed that the fair is to be free of any cost whatsoever to the fair board. I have that in my hands. If you would like to read that afterwards, you're more than welcome to have that. If you want a copy, you can see Rosemary or myself and we can get you a copy of the deed. Okay, so on to some of the funds that have been questioned. So over the past 3 years, since I have been as a part of the fair, or I'm sorry, as a part of the Parks Department, we have been tracking all of the cost that comes from us that we put into getting the park ready. So some of those areas includes trash. During the week, we have 3 full-time workers and 5 part-time workers that help every morning with the trash during the fair. That totals $1,902 for their compensation that we don't ask for. Tables, we move 71 tables to the campgrounds. That's 4 workers at $14.42 for 16 hours. That's 4 days total, moving them over there and moving them back. Restrooms, each morning cleaning, that's 1 worker at $14.42, 2 hours each day times 6 days a week. We prep the fair, or we prep Roberts Park and all of the buildings before. We remove disc golf baskets. We replace the disc golf baskets after the fair. We do have to fix any broken rods that are ran over by cars every year. We trim and clean up trees from semis entering and exiting the park. We pick up trash inside the track. The horse barns are cleaned out. We do that. Picnic tables we fix picnic tables after the fair is over. We did have this year 6 barricades that were ran over by vehicles, so we have to replace those. And then any other issues, we did have some toilets that we had to fix during the fair as well. We also purchased trash bags, soap, toilet paper, paper towels, and urinal supplies to get the fair started off. And then they took over that cost this year after that. And let's see. And then every morning we did have trash collections for 4 hours each morning, every day of the fair that we had to collect trash. So a total of $3,000 in park fair board rent was given to us. Our park cost was $5,575. Our electric costs that go up during that time frame was $3,852, and our electric during that time was $400, and a result of a loss to the park for $6,810. If the fair were to rent all of the buildings that they use during the park or during the fair week, that's a 2-week time frame. That would be, it's for next year, it would be July 22nd through August 5th. It would result in a $23,850 rental fee. That is at a nonprofit rate, and that is per day for the rentals, not per hour like we do with some of our buildings. I also do have the contract here as well, if there's any questions on that. The only thing that we had discussed as a board, also with the mayor as well, is that the park will, when the fair moves in, we will step out. That means that the fair board will be responsible for all trash cleanup, all restroom cleanup, all shelters, the racetrack, the pavilion, everything. During the fair week that they utilize, we will not be there. We will be there if they need help, like if something breaks or something, we will be there, but they will be responsible for taking care of everything during that time. And they also, let me see. The tables, we will no longer be moving tables from Roberts Park over to the, what they call the 14 acres campgrounds. If anyone would like to use a picnic table, they can call the office, and they are able to rent a picnic table for $45 for the week or 7 days. And we will move those tables over and we will pick them up at the end. Also that because of being in city limits, the fair board is responsible for contacting the fire chief and the EMS chief as well, to make arrangements for them to be there during fair and determine the schedules that they will be there and any fees that may be associated with them being at the fair. Because it is on city property, they have to abide by those guidelines with using city departments. The club shall organize the fair parade 60 days prior to the event. Organization includes a detailed route map, organization plans with the director of the street department and the police chief. The organizer of the event shall be on site and coordinating road barricade placements and first responder lineups. And we request a $6,000 donation to the Parks Department for use of our facilities through the 2 weeks.
All right, did you want to go over also, do you have any questions at this point from the board? Okay, did you also want to go over that that you and the mayor had 2 separate meetings prior to the contract coming out?
We did meet in February with a few members of the fair board. We did let them know that there will be some evaluating of the contract and some changes that do need to be made due to the increase of all of our costs. Even trash, toilet paper, soap, everything goes up, just like all of our groceries have went up. All of our normal costs as a citizen, they have all went up. Well, everything at the park also has went up. And so we did discuss all of that and shared our concerns that we will have to evaluate it for moving forward with the new contract.
All right, and that contract was provided to them on Wednesday, October 8th, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. All right, at that time, on Wednesday, October 8th, Marla had sent an email out to, it was Amy.
She was the only contact that I had at the time, so I sent it requesting that she would share it with her board.
Okay. At that time, the email stated that if they had any questions about that, they could reach out. Marla was happy to be present at a meeting, which I believe was declined. Okay, all right. All right, any discussion from anyone on the board before we move on to the open discussion on the floor? Okay. All right. There were 3 of us board members that were present on this board when we had the 2023 conversation. Amy was here, Amy Seiler was here. We had that discussion. Carrie Pfeiffer was the president at the time. And again, we have that available if we need to share that footage at any time during this meeting this evening. But it was stated that we would revisit this on a basis because they wanted the contract for longer. And then Carrie was very adamant at that time, as well as the rest of the board, that we needed to keep that open because of the costs associated with the increase from the energy bills. And that we wanted to be good stewards of the city's money, the taxpayers, and that's kind of how we left it open. At that point, it seemed like a fair discussion with all of us, and everybody went on their way. So I just wanted to make that known, and if we need to share that footage, we can tonight. If there's no further questions or concerns at the board at this time, Marla, you have anything else? Okay. At this time, we'll open it for discussion from the floor. And please remember that the public forum, we have 5 minutes, and please state your name and your address as you come forward this evening. So I'll open it up to the floor.
Danny Grubbs.
Your address, please.
Good evening.
Danny, we need your address,
Sure.
please.
I'm sorry,
Address, please.
address?
Yes, please.
Falmouth, Indiana, box 5.
Thank you.
All right. Good evening, my name is Danny Grubbs. This is my first year as Fair Board President. I'm a 10-year 4-H member, and my kids are 10-year 4-H members. Excuse my throat. I have been at the fair every year of my life. The Grubbs family has been a part of the fair since 1903. So as you can tell, I have a lot of passion for this fair. Our fair board members have the same kind of stories and passion. Over the years, we have worked to bring people together. We have donated and helped build Roberts Park as it is today. Here's a list of some of the things that the Fayette County Free Fair has done to help Roberts Park over the years. We purchased a Liberty building from the Liberty Fairgrounds in 1932 and reconstructed it with the park pouring the concrete. The fair donated to help build the administration office, what we call the fair office today. The fair also donated to put on a new roof on the amphitheater in 1988, and also made a donation to revamp the pavilion in 2009. And donations were also made to build the new restrooms at the amphitheater. We replaced boards in the amphitheater for seats at our cost. We were the first to bring electric to the park years ago. And years later, electric boxes for the food vendors. We dismantled a tower on the track, built a new tower as a donation. We maintain the track today. We spray the track 3 to 4 times a summer. Through a grant, we get lime spread on the track by the Standard Bread Association. We also added the shade shelter to the track entrance. In 2019, we donated $2,000 to help build picnic tables and another $1,000 in 2020 for more picnic tables. We provide tents for the EMS and fire department throughout the fair. When the pool was reworked, we allowed the park to store parts and equipment in Expo Hall as work was being completed at no cost. Events such as tractor pulls, rodeos, monster truck, and others are very high dollar entertainment to put on. And then hoping for good weather and a great crowd to turn out. It's enormous pressure. But we keep trying to put on these events for the entertainment of the community, knowing some will make money and hoping not to show a loss on others. There has been years when the Fair Board hasn't made money. In fact, the association has had to borrow money to put on a fair. The money that is made goes back into a fund that the fair uses for the next year's fair. The cost and risk to put the fair on is enormous. Insurance, dumpsters, porta pots, the list goes on and on and on. We, the board, are all volunteers that work hard to put on this fair for the people of Connersville, Fayette County, and surrounding communities. We believe that the fair not only brings our community together, it also helps bring revenue to our business and community. As I finish, my hope is our board can sit down with your board and we can all work this out together. As I believe it would be in the best interest of this community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is anyone else for public forum? Okay. All right. Marla, do you have any comments or discussion? No. Okay. Does the board have any comments or discussion? No? Okay. All right, I have a comment. We had 2 meetings that we allowed them to come in and discuss. We were open to any suggestions, and then we proposed the contract. Marla offered to come to their meeting, and she was told she was not able to come. We are more than fair to, I think, the Fair Board of Fayette County. We only want the good for our community.
I love the fair.
None of us sitting on here, all of us that I'm aware of, are all citizens of the county that enjoy the fair each and every year. I went there my entire life. We want nothing but good for 4-H members and our children and the adults that help those children throughout our community. But we have to be good stewards of our tax dollars in Fayette County. Therefore, we have to answer for that money that is spent. Each one of us that are up here as park board members are all volunteers. We do this because we want to, and we do this for our community. We appreciate every single person at the fair. There's probably not one of us that doesn't enjoy the fair and walking through and watching all the events that happen, whether it be on the park side or the 14-acre side. For most people in our community, it's a coming together each and every summer as we end the summer before the school year starts again. It is kind of the last hurrah in our community. We all enjoy that. There is no division in Connersville and Fayette County. I'm here to say that, and I think I can say that for every one of us that is on the board today. There's no division. We're all one group of people and all looking for the good of our community. Marla, Kelly, Logan, Angie, they take the brunt of all of this. And I'm sad that we had to look and watch through the comments that were made on Facebook. It can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. And unfortunately, some of the comments that were made, we had to come up here tonight and defend. You know, we want full transparency in this community. Full transparency. So if there's any questions out there in our community for any one of us that sit here, and for Marla, we are more than happy to, or Rosemary, or the mayor are more than happy to be an open book. You are welcome at every single one of these meetings that we have throughout the year. We have one every single month. Volunteers. It was thrown out there about volunteers. We are more than happy to accept any volunteer on any one of the programs that we offer, as well as any one of the events that we have throughout the year. We cannot run a park on volunteers. When Marla read through all of the parks that we take care of, I think people forget all the little ones out there and how long it takes to mow these and care for and clean up and take care of all of the destruction that happens throughout the year. We cannot do that on volunteers, but we can accept volunteers, but we cannot take care of parks. These are paid positions that we have to have in order to keep our parks up and running. And as we look at people and what they want to see in communities, it is all of those amenities that we have to offer to attract people to Fayette County. So we want to try to make those as nice as they can be. And then we can maybe offer more. And that's why I wanted to be very transparent in how the grants work here. And I asked Marla that tonight for that reason. We have to follow those specific. We have not in years past and other administrations followed that. And we are suffering the repercussions of that right now and trying to correct it with the other things that are happening in Connersville. And hopefully next year we will have River's Edge complete. With that said, if there's anyone here tonight that has anything else to say, positive or negative, we want you to come up and say it. Because we want full transparency, and we want more than to work with the Fair Board. But we feel like we are asking for just what is spent on their behalf. We are not asking to make any money off of the fair. We are just asking for their fair share to be paid. Just as they would want people to pay their fair share if they rented their facilities. So we will continue to move forward. If they want to seek out Marla or any one of us here, we are more than happy to open the discussion again. Am I correct, Marla?
That is correct. And we, just to be clear, we do not have agreed upon contract, and it is in the Fair Board's hands at this time to either agree to the contract or come back with suggestions. The fair, or no one, if
We
you want.
can't, the two boards cannot meet, because we
Yes, that's
have
what I was going with.
and the public, it's open door law.
Yeah.
It has to be in a public meeting. It cannot be around a
Yes.
boardroom.
So it has to be here at a park meeting. We meet the fourth Monday of every month, unless it falls on a holiday for some reason. But it is here at 6:30 on the fourth Monday of every month.
Okay. All right. If there is no further discussion on that, we will.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Come to the podium. State your name and your address, please.
Hi, I'm Tara Madden, 5330 South Beaver Road, Glenwood, Indiana. I'm sure most of you know me. You know that the fair is very dear and near to my heart. I am extremely saddened by the way that the Fair Board has behaved and that Facebook was blown up the way that it was. I do not condone that. I appreciate the opportunity to come and speak. My question, I know the two boards cannot meet without a public meeting. Is there any way to put together a committee that maybe we could sit down and look at costs, look at both sides to see how we could work together to maybe eliminate some of those? Like, for instance, could the Fair Board supply volunteers to move the picnic tables so that we're not taking Parks Department employees and the salaries that they would, or the hourly wage that they would need? So I guess that's my question. Is there any way to do that, to form a committee that would be concerned citizens that maybe we could use and then see if we could work something out? Because like I said, I think the fair is definitely one of the most positive things that brings together the city and the county. Like I said, it is so dear to my heart. I want to see this community survive. I want to see this county, and you said it exactly, it's the county. At the fair, it's everybody. It's city and county all working together, whether it be to enjoy the entertainment in the amphitheater, to eat something good at one of the food vendors, to watch their kids in 4-H and watch and see the dedication and the hard work that these kids have put in. So that's my question. Is there a way to put together a committee that can maybe brainstorm some ideas and then bring those to the open meeting?
Well, I will share that we did try that in the mayor's office back in February. We brought our concerns, he even offered suggestions on ways to help bring in more revenue or how we could work together. And there was no decision made at that time, but there was, it was discussed that we will be making arrangements to review the contract as we need to with the park in our budget.
Okay.
But we did meet with your president and Amy Seiler and last year's president in the mayor's office and had those conversations with them.
Okay,
So yes, we were and are open to that.
okay.
We just have to do that in a way,
It has to be less than a quorum.
less than a quorum. Yeah.
Okay.
So if Marla, myself, one of the other, we have 2 board members missing tonight, and so just so we don't have a quorum. So yes, we are open to those discussions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And volunteers, once we would turn that over to the fair,
Mhm.
that would be at their discretion.
Right.
As far as what, and
Yes.
who helps and the volunteer list of people, so.
Yes, so we would have to have that list of volunteers for insurance purposes.
Right.
And we do have a requirement of leaving certain amount of picnic tables in the shelters that that the fair board does
Right.
not take over, because we still rent those out.
Right.
There's other issues with the picnic tables as well. I had Fairgoers Estate, there's no place to sit in Roberts Park because all the fair tables are at the
Right.
campground.
Yes.
So that is more than just one issue there, there's
Right.
multiple.
I was,
But-
just-
But
Yeah, yeah.
we would be open to
Yes.
a
Okay.
discussion again.
Good,
Absolutely.
thank you,
Yes,
thank you.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
thank you. All right, anyone? Any other for open discussion? Okay, all right. Do you want to finish off with any of that?
That's
or
all I
just-
have.
Okay, all right. We'll go on to, next is new business.
Oh, yes, please, sorry.
Oh, close the open,
You
okay.
you have to
Yeah,
close
okay.
the open forum.
Okay, so we are closing the open forum on the fair contract discussion.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, new business, if there's any new business from anyone on the board or anyone from the floor. Okay. All right. Miscellaneous business. Oh, yeah. Mhm. Yes. Okay. All right. There's no miscellaneous business. I would like to thank our guys from the park department this evening for attending. And thank you for all your hard work.
Yeah, they're all in the back row.
They're all in the back
They work
row.
Very hard.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And some of the faces you may recognize and some you may not, but those are the people behind the scenes that make our Parks Department what it is and beautify it for us so that we can enjoy it throughout the summer months and throughout the fair and all of the seasons in between. So thank you. Appreciate it, and our board appreciates you. Thank you. All right. Anything else for miscellaneous business this evening? Okay. All right. If not, we'll go on to claims, including payroll. If anybody had anything, there was nothing that stood out on anything. It was just the normal claims.
Yep.
So if there's
We
no.
will be finalizing any last minute purchases that we may need. We have to have everything turned into the clerk's office by the 21st of November, I believe. And they will be closing out this year's budget. So anything that's done in December will go on to next year's budget.
Next year. Okay. All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve claims, including payroll.
So moved.
Okay. Dane, do you have a second?
Second.
Take Julie there.
Yep.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, motion carried. All right, and we had public forum for the fair, but I'll open public forum for any comments that you may have that are not fair related. If you have anything, you can come to the podium, state your name, and you have 5 minutes. No? Okay, all right. Next is adjournment, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Robbie, second? Dane, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.